Chapter 8 Pell, 52352. They offered a chair. They were always courteous, always called him Mr. Tally, and never by his rank. Civ habit. Or maybe they made the point that here, Unioners were still counted rebels and had no rank. Perhaps they hated him, but they were unfailingly gentle with him, and unfailingly kind. It frightened him all the same, because he suspected it was false. They gave him more papers to fill out. A doctor sat down opposite him at the table and tried to explain the procedures in detail. "I don't want to hear that," he said. "I just want to sign the papers. I've had days of this. Isn't that enough?" "Your tests weren't honestly taken," the doctor said. "You lied and gave false answers in the interview. Instruments indicated you were lying, or under stress. Asked was there constraint on you, and the instrument said you lied when you said there wasn't." "Give me the pin." "Is someone forcing you? Your answers are being recorded." "No one's forcing me." "This is also a lie, Mr. Tally." "No." He tried and failed to keep his voice from shaking. "We normally deal with criminals who also tend to lie." The doctor held up the pin, out of easy reach. "Sometimes with the self-committed, very rarely. It's a form of suicide. You have a medical right to it, within certain legal restrictions, and so long as you've been counseled and understand what's involved. If you continue your therapy on schedule, you should begin to function again in about a month. Legal independence within 6 more. Full function. You understand that there may be permanent impairment to your ability to function socially. There could be other psychological or physical impairments." He snatched the pen and signed the papers. The doctor took them and looked at them. Finally, the doctor drew a paper from his pocket, pushed it across the table, a rumpled and much folded scrap of paper. He smoothed it out, saw a note with 6 signatures. "Your account in Station Comp has 50 credits, for anything you want on the side." 6 of the detention guards had signed it, the men and women he had played cards with, given out of their own pockets. Tears blurred his eyes. "Want to change your mind?" the doctor asked. He shook his head, folded the paper. "Can I keep it?" "It will be kept along with your other effects. You'll get everything back on your release." "It won't matter then, will it?" "Not at that point," the doctor said. "Not for some time." He handed the paper back. "I'll get you a tranquilizer," the doctor said, and called for an attendant who brought it in, a cup of blue liquid. He accepted it and drank it, and felt no different for it. The doctor pushed blank paper in front of him and laid the pen down. "Write down your impressions of Pell. Will you do that?" He began. He had had stranger requests in the days that they had tested him. He wrote a paragraph, how he had been questioned by the guards, and finally how he felt he had been treated. The words began to grow sideways. He was not writing on the paper. He had run off the edge onto the table and couldn't find his way back. The letters wrapped around each other, tied in knots. The doctor reached and lifted the pen from his hand, robbing him of purpose.